Welcome back to Orlando Out of Context. I'm Brian.
And I'm Stephanie.
You were a little delayed there.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I just said my name.
So this is the first... What?
No, go ahead. Nothing.
Oh, well, I was just going to tell everyone that is listening to the... we're doing this live on the Stereo app. So some people will be listening to this after we record it, but we are recording it live. So there are live listeners. And this is the first time we're using the Stereo app.
I'm kind of excited to see if we will get better sound quality because the Zoom has been sucking big time and I hate it. So that's one element that we really hope to elevate this time around.
I just wonder if when we're back together, Steph, if like we could actually use stereo like with a guest, or if it just won't work. I don't know.
I was thinking that myself. I was wondering if we could like go on just one person's account and then use one set of AirPods. Like right. You have the right one, I have the left one. We can play with it and see. But
yeah. So welcome everyone. This is the Christmas episode.
Yes, we're gonna go down the line. This is in no way, shape, or form like the best or our favorites or anything like that. This is just a list that I've compiled of some ways that we can have fun this Christmas season in Orlando and the surrounding areas. So please don't come at me with it's too far or it's too expensive or this or that. This is just some fun information and you can take what you want with it.
That's just what I was going to say. You take what you want from the list. Some stuff, I don't know, is any of it free? Some stuff of it might be free.
I tried to make a mixture of, and I'm not going to talk about prices here or anything. If you want to go on the website and figure that out, you can do it yourself.
So also, we have the ability with the Stereo app to receive comments from you guys, and it would be audio comments. So you literally record into the app what you want to tell us or what you want to ask us. So feel free to use that feature while you're listening right now.
And then your voice will be featured on the podcast.
Exactly. So if you've ever wanted to be on Orlando Out of Context, this is your opportunity to be on Orlando Out of Context.
And you were too lazy to call the fucking hotline?
We have a hotline, but nobody uses the hotline. So here's my thing. So feel free if we're gonna hold off like general questions to the end. So we'll have like a general Q&A at the end. So if you can try to hold off those questions to the end, but if you have any like comments about what we're talking about, or like you want to throw in your own suggestion in the middle, or your own 2 cents or whatever, feel free to pipe in and to give your recommendations or your questions about our experience if you have a specific question about our experience with one of these things. But if it's a general question, we're going to have a general questions held at the end. And we generally, our podcasts last what? Like these kind of podcasts will last 40 to 45 minutes. Yeah, a little 45 minutes to an hour. We might, if there's a lot of people commenting, we might go over that. But so let's get started. So I'm going to let Steph kind of like take the reins because she created the list and we're going to go to it. We're going to go for it.
All right. This one is Jolly Creek. So if you guys went to Scream and Stream over the Halloween season, this is going to be in the same property. This is the Boggy Creek Airboat Rides in Kissimmee. And they invited us for a media night. And I went with my friend Gil because Brian had other things he had to do that evening.
Yeah, I was in town, but I'm out of town now. But I was in town, but I had other plans that night. So, and we already have TikToks about it too, right?
Yeah, you can check out our TikTok. I did 2 different ones. Honestly, I had a great time at this event. It's just this really cute, like little outdoor market, and like the decor there is really cute. They have a lot of what are those trees with like the moss that hang? You know,
Well,
like
just any
in
a lot,
Florida.
like
Yeah,
a
and
lot of the oak trees have moss.
they had like a lot of everything was decked in lights. They had a stage. And if you guys are familiar with the orchestra that plays at the Grand Floridian Resort at Walt Disney World, these gentlemen are now playing here at Jolly Creek through the Christmas season, and they're now the Jolly Creek Society Orchestra. They also have other like a cappella groups and some other performances, and you can also do a nighttime airboat ride.
Now this seems like
So
really cool.
when we went for their media night, it was very well organized. They had everything like scheduled out. They were giving us samples of the food, and then they also surprised us with an airboat ride. And I was not expecting an airboat ride. I knew that airboat rides were going to be part of this event, but I didn't expect to be experiencing it at the media night.
So
I have never been
had
on an
you?
airboat ride.
That's what I was going to ask if you had been on an airboat ride before.
Never. I've always wanted to. It's definitely been on my list. I've been living in Florida for like 15 years now. And I just like I have this thing where I feel like bugs are gonna get in my mouth. Like when you see like this boat flying really fast on like a swamp, all I imagine is like, you know, when you're driving in Florida over like large bodies of water and then you come
Hmm.
out and your freaking windshield, you can't even see through it because it's just full of bug guts. I feel like that's what my face would be. So I just never really wanted to. I don't know. I wanted to do it, but I didn't want to do it. But then, you know, when I went for this, I was like forced to do it because I was like, well, I can't pass up a free airboat ride. Like this is it's
Right.
now or never. Let's go. So, and then
So
it
what
was
did you think?
nighttime, so I enjoyed it. It was kind of scary because it was in the dark and the boat goes super fast, and you're just like, how does this guy know where he's going? Like the guy who's
Right.
driving, how does he know? We're literally in a swamp with no markers and weeds, and it's dark. How do you know where you're driving?
I
But
mean, it
we
does.
did see,
Your footage of it looks like almost a little horror story ish. You know, like your footage
and
because what they're doing is they're doing like a spotlight on all the marsh, and so you're only seeing
yeah,
like a very narrow field of where you're going in terms of like lighting, and so it's
yeah.
almost kind of like very like horror-esque, if you will.
So they did this actually. If you went to Scream and Stream, you could also add an airboat ride on, and it was like a Halloween. It said that they were doing like haunted stories on the boat or something. Because we did stop several times, and he shut off the boat so that it would be quiet. And I think they did like they told ghost stories on the boat, and that would
Hmm.
have been really cool. That would have been an awesome thing because it was very scary. But definitely check that out. That's something you could add to your ticket. That's not
So
part of the general admission.
what was their food like? Like what I know that it was a media event, so they were giving free food, but like what was some of the food that they were sampling?
They had it was tots. It was tater tots with turkey and gravy and a little bit of cranberry. So it was like a tater tot
Oh, like a
casserole type thing.
oh,
And then
that sounds festive.
I bought some really good cheese fries. Like I know you're thinking just like, oh, cheese fries, whatever, but these cheese fries are really freaking good.
Especially
And
like
then they also had
this place, guys, let me just say, like this place is out in
they
the
had gator
Blue
nuggets
Hills.
too.
Oh,
They
they
had
had
gator
gator
nuggets.
nuggets.
But Gil didn't want to eat the gator nuggets, so I didn't want to order them because I knew I couldn't eat them all.
So
But I
it's
would have
funny.
tried them.
So if you guys listen to, I think it's the second TikTok you did, you will hear Gil. Gil is one of Stephanie's friends. He's my friend too. I love Gil. But you will hear him featured in our TikToks for the Jolly Creek. So if you're like
Gil's gonna
us,
be the holiday. He's gonna be the holiday correspondent. So while you're
yeah,
gone, he's gonna help fill in that spot for you.
we love Gil, and Yeah. So if you hear somebody that and you're like, oh, that doesn't sound like Brian, it's Gil. So shout out to Gil. Thank you, Gil, for being our holiday correspondent. And maybe like he should be like
With
a year-round correspondent, like for certain things. Like,
probably.
yeah, for sure.
We laughed so hard when we did the voiceover for that TikTok because I was kind of like coaching him through it. Like, okay, well, I'm going to show you the video so you kind of get the vibe of it. And then, okay, we're going to say something like this or something like that. And then and then I was like, and then I fed him the exact line that I wanted him to read. And I was like, okay, because then I was like because I wanted to hold the phone so that it wouldn't be
Right.
like too close to his mouth or too far away. And then I was like, okay, 3, 2, 1. And then he said nothing. And I was like, what the hell? And he was like, I got stage fright. And I was like, stage fright? Where's the phone?
So you know what's something interesting? Our friend Dawson is listening right now, and so Dawson told me because he's a TikToker. So Dawson's a TikToker, and we met him on TikTok. You know that Dawson records his audio before he puts together like the footage. So he records his audio before the footage, which I don't know how you. I mean, I think he uses a third-party app, but like for us,
I feel like his audio always sounds crisp. It always sounds like good and even. So that's part of doing the audio. You have to like always hold the phone the same. Like if you're gonna break it up, you have to make sure the phone is in the same distance from your mouth as it was in the last sentence. And that kind of makes it difficult. But
that came to mind. But we should stop talking shop. But anyway, if you don't follow us on TikTok, you need to go follow us on TikTok at Orlando Out of Context.
But anyway, I give Jolly Creek 5 stars out of 5. It's a nice event, especially if you have kids. You can meet Santa and you can meet him at a distance because they have like a whole airboat set up.
Okay.
And it's like his sleigh. So instead of him being in a sleigh, he's on an airboat and you can just stand in front. So you don't have to like get close to him.
Okay.
They have snow there that blows during certain times of the night.
So wait, so is there admission to this? Like you had to pay for the snow or?
Yeah, you have to pay. Well, no, just everything in the marketplace, like the drinks and the food, you have to pay for that. But as you just pay entry to get into the area, and once you get into the area, that gives you the entertainment, the snow, the decorations, the meet and greet with Santa.
Okay.
So it's just kind of like an outdoor
market. For? Do we know how long?
It's gonna be. You're gonna have to go on their website because they have like random dates. So I didn't want to like put them here.
So it's not every night.
It seems like it's on the weekends mostly, and then as you get closer to Christmas, some of the weekdays.
So y'all need to Google the shit out of that, okay? We can't do everything.
And a portion of the proceeds goes to Second Harvest Food Bank.
Oh, that's nice.
All right, so on to our next thing would be Gatorland's Ho Ho Hoedown. And this is the first annual Ho Ho Hoedown. And it's part of their regular park admission. But the Christmas stuff is only on the weekends. And their website says it is holiday displays, music, and character interactions.
We didn't get a media invite.
We sure didn't. But it doesn't really seem like a whole ordeal. It just seems like a little bit of Christmas sprinkled onto their regular scheduled program.
You know, I've never been to Gatorland. Who's listening has been to Gatorland? If you've been, let us know. Let us know. If you're listening right now, send us an audio comment and let us know if you've been to Gatorland. Stephanie, have you been to Gatorland? Because I have.
I have definitely been to Gatorland with Uncle Ronnie.
Oh, that sounds like
of course that's a place we would go. Yeah. We've actually, and I've been with Josh as well. So I've been 2 or 3 times. Yes. Okay. And, it is what it is. I think it's definitely like a Florida bucket list type thing. I mean, take what you want, but just something to think about in that side of town.
It's like it's a tourist trap attraction, right?
Yeah.
It's like a roadside attraction type thing.
But it has its own allure,
I wouldn't say charm. I wouldn't say charm, but allure maybe, but not charm.
Yeah, I wouldn't say charm. why I ended up there 2 times, but I did. So you can take that one with a grain of salt. I mean,
well, like nobody piped in with a comment, like an audio comment saying that they've been. So I guess nobody who's listening live has been.
I don't think I don't think we have anyone in here that's actually from Orlando. So,
yeah, well, that's true.
The next thing that I have on the list here is the Chick-fil-A Christmas Spectacular at the Citrus Tower.
So I read this on the show notes, and I was like, Chick-fil-A and the Citrus Tower? Stephanie, please explain.
So I did a little deep dive, and so as you and we talked about the Citrus Tower either in a prior episode or on our TikTok. I think both, actually. And we had both mentioned that we felt that it was newly upgraded.
Renovated. Yeah.
So the Citrus Tower was purchased by a couple in 2019, and they remodeled it from what it was in its 1955 opening. So they have actually, I think they've done a good job, and I think since we visited, they've done more.
Right.
Adding a really nice workspace on that first floor, an arcade, a coffee shop, and I guess they had, a pretty popular Christmas event, but for the past 2 years, it was not open because they didn't have the funds to, do this. So I guess I connected the dots. I didn't get an update on this, but connecting the dots, I assume that Chick-fil-A stepped up to sponsor this event.
That's awesome.
Every night in December, from 6 to 10, you can watch the dancing lights on the tower. And they honestly don't give that much information on their website. It just says that you should stay in the designated areas or stay in your car to watch. Okay. So I guess you just kind of pull up and you just watch.
Listen, guys, Citrus Tower, do not sleep on Citrus Tower. It is
Cute.
So good. If you are in Orlando, even if you're just there for a conference, or if you're there at Disney and you want a break from your Disney, because it's fun to go out. That's why we have this podcast. One of the reasons why we have this podcast is to showcase things in Central Florida that aren't just Disney. And I highly recommend that you guys go over and check out the Citrus Tower. It's an awesome place, and it's not too expensive, and you can actually see a downtown. You can see the downtown, and you can see over to Walt Disney World too from above. And so what kind of, have you seen images of what this looks like, the light display?
There's one image on their Instagram, and it looks cute. I mean, they have lights all the way up the tower, and then they have them strung from the bottom to the middle, the midsection sort of.
Okay.
So check out their IG. I think I might want to take a trek out there, only because I want to go back to the Crooked Spoon to get that brie beer cheese dip.
Oh yeah, you gotta take.
So I want to. That's what I was thinking. Maybe we would go there and get some of the beer cheese dip, and then check out the lights.
All you have to do is do it in one foul swoop. You record the video for the TikTok,
and then maybe also do the shaved ice too.
Oh, what's the shaved ice?
Remember the owner of the shaved ice place keeps inviting us out?
Oh, they do. Yeah, they do keep inviting.
And it's right down the road from there.
They know what's up.
They do know what's up.
They're the only place in Orlando that knows what's up, because every other city has. I've discovered that every other city has places that knows what's up except for Orlando. These business owners in Orlando don't know what's up except for the shaved ice place.
They sure don't, but that's a whole nother podcast. I could talk for hours about that. But a lot of people were shitting on the tower in our TikTok. A lot of Orlando, people who live in Claremont. I don't know. They were basically saying, I don't know if you don't. I don't think you read the comments as much as I do. But people were basically oh, what do you go up there to look at? Nothing. Oh, I don't want to pay $10 to just go up an elevator. Oh, there's nothing over there in that area to do. Or oh, I've lived in Claremont my whole life. That's the only thing in the whole town. And I'm thinking, like, we spent a whole day in Claremont. Like, that one day, we must have made like 6 TikToks that day. We went
Yeah.
to the winery, we went to the tower, we went to that restaurant,
Here's the
we
thing
hit
that I've
up that coffee
here's
shop.
here's the thing that I've learned too, like being in Oklahoma, because I've hit Oklahoma TikTok on my own account. People like they're never happy like where they live. And I'm like, why are you not like there's so much to do and to see. You need to be happy where you're at. Like I think that people don't understand like I don't know, it's just I don't get it. But Claremont is I love Claremont. I think Claremont is a great place. It's just too far away from the airport for me. That's all. But Citrus
It's
Tower is a
peaceful.
must. Yeah,
It's
Citrus
peaceful out
Tower is a
there.
must. And you know what? There's hills. I love the hills in Claremont.
It makes you feel like you're not in Florida.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Well,
definitely check that out.
that kind of
That's
makes me
free.
makes me kind of miss being in Orlando right now because I kind of want to go see that at the Citrus Tower.
Yeah. It doesn't, I don't know if it didn't really give a date when it's done, but maybe it'll be running till January at least.
Cool.
I'll check and see if they have a date, and then if it's running till January, we can go.
Sounds good.
So the next thing on my list is the dazzling lights at Lou Gardens. So we've been to Lou Gardens before, but this was before we were making TikToks. So
Yes.
they're having this, it's brought to you by Advent Health and the same team that does the Immerse Festival downtown. Um, it says transforming 50 acres into a dazzling wonderland. And basically, they have, if you look on their website, they have it broken up. They can see the little map, and it's kind of broken up into sections. And because, it's by this Immerse Festival team, which is, an arts exhibit that we have every year here in Orlando. And it's kind of arts on all scales, like visual arts, media, art in all forms. So, like, one of the things that I actually saw on someone else's TikTok is they have a light display where you put your finger on like a sensor and the Christmas lights blink to the beat of your heart.
Oh.
They have like tunnels of lights and they have a huge Christmas tree. Also, this is you must pre-purchase your tickets and you're given a timed entry so that I guess they want you to stay along the pathway. If you
Mm-hmm.
remember, if you guys have been to Lou Gardens, or I know you remember, it's kind of like a one-way thing. It's not like a free roam. So
Right.
you just kind of stay along a path and follow it. And it
Got it.
seems like that's how they have the event set up. So that way it's one-way traffic in and out, timed entry, and you must pre-purchase tickets.
Okay.
So we're following all those COVID guidelines there, making it a nice, safe experience.
So
Um,
are you gonna go to this, Steph?
I don't know. I kind of want to, but I kind of am exhausted with paying for things. And also, I feel like I ask the people that I continue to ask to do things with me, I don't want to like exhaust their bank account either. But I do want to do it. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do it or not.
Okay.
I feel like there's so many things that I do want to do, and they all cost money, unfortunately.
But if you haven't
So,
been to Lou Garden, so this is another thing that if you
and I've been there before, so that's like another
yeah,
reason I was not like, eh.
if you are a regular first of all, if you're a local in Orlando and you have not been to Lou Gardens, you need to schedule that time, book an appointment, and go to Lou Gardens for sure. It's a great garden. I've actually taken my mom there. Steph, have you taken your mom to Lou Gardens? I don't.
No, not yet.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
My
So
mom
definitely,
hasn't been here in so long. I have this huge list of things that I want to take her to do.
I think your mom would love Lou Gardens for sure. And so I just think that if you're local, you definitely need to go there if you haven't been. But also, once again, if you are a regular visitor to Orlando and you want to see, and you're mainly the attractions, but want to see something like really that's part of Orlando's like culture, head over to Lou Gardens. It's a great garden, and you're gonna probably get like, like a 2 hour experience there, wouldn't you say, Steph?
Oh yeah.
And the gardens are pretty expansive, so
We made
highly recommend.
We made the mistake of going in the heat of summer for some odd reason. I think because remember they had that fairy doors exhibit that we wanted to see?
Yes.
They had installed all these little fairy doors on parts of throughout the gardens, and they gave you like a little map, and you had to like go find all the fairies, and then each door had a backstory about like the fairy that lived in that garden.
Right.
So I think that's why we went in the summertime. But
yeah, I mean it was hot, but there's some shade there, but I mean, even in the shade in Orlando, it's like it can be wildly humid and hot. And sometimes I think, like when we were at Animal Kingdom, like it seems like the heat is just trapped in Animal Kingdom because of humidity, and it's the
hottest
same
park for sure.
Yeah, it could be the same in Lou Gardens, but I mean, Lou Gardens is not to be missed.
All right, and then the next thing on the list, I'm going to graze over this because we actually did a whole episode. Our last episode was about Give Kids the World Night of a Million Lights. This is something you definitely want to put all the way to the top of your list. My favorite thing I've done so far, and this runs nightly through January 3rd. The proceeds to this benefit Give Kids the World Village. So they're, once COVID is done, they're going to be able to start bringing back the children that have terminal illnesses, and they want to come to Central Florida for their Make-A-Wish trips. Yes. So because they're not currently hosting any families, they're able to open up the property for this event, and they have covered, oh my gosh, like the miles of property and like the little villas that the families stay in, full of lights. I mean, just more than you would ever imagine. It exceeded my expectations. They could have done half of what they did, and I still would have been impressed.
Oh my gosh, guys. This is absolutely 100%. Do not miss. This is Disney collaboration. So Disney provided the over 3 million Christmas lights. Disney had the lights still from Osborne Festival of Lights, and Disney provided the lights from that to this event. And because there was light techs that were furloughed from Disney, there was former Disney light techs helping with this event and helping to design this event. And you can 100% tell it, like the videos don't do it justice. The social media doesn't do it justice. Like seriously, this event is awesome. And y'all, you need to get here and do this event. And it's going to a good cause. And there's free ice cream and hot cocoa.
Yeah. And it's really good because it's not, because the property is so big, you can be walking and not have like really anyone near you. Yes. You can just like, if you have kids, just pack up the stroller and, bring some snacks and a blanket and your little lights, necklaces and your ugly sweaters. And, you can just walk around and enjoy it. I mean, we were there for over 2 hours, and we probably would have seen a little. We didn't see it all. We missed some of it, and we didn't realize till we spoke with Omar. And I was actually looking at other people's posts on social media and realized there was stuff that we didn't see. I don't know how we missed it. But basically, we could have stayed longer, but it poured. It started pouring, so we just left. But yeah, we could have been there for easily like another hour or more.
I know. But I mean, it was crazy that like once we had that conversation with Omar, which is I think episode 74, which is the episode just before this one, like we missed like 2 or 3 things that were kind of big that we missed. I don't know how we missed it, but seriously. So we have a message that came in, so I'm going to like cautiously play this because this is the first I ever had a real message.
How long will the event run? Through the end of December?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's see. It'll be running nightly through January 3rd. But you definitely, if you're thinking about going, you need to go online and check your date, because some of the dates were sold out. We wanted to go the first night that it opened, but already that night and the next night were like the first 2 nights were sold out. So we ended up having to go on the third night, because they're keeping it limited for social distancing. Definitely hop on there and make sure the night you want to go is available. And if you do have a night in mind, go ahead and purchase those tickets. But it will be till January 3rd.
That was Angelica, who follows us on TikTok, and that's how we met Angelica. So thank you so much.
Hey, Angelica.
Yeah, that was that, because her username, she doesn't use the Angelica in her username, but thank you so much, Angelica, for commenting and listening tonight. We're so happy to have you here, and I know you're coming to.
She's coming next week.
Yeah, she's coming next week, and
you should check that event out.
I would totally meet up with you and your husband, Gabe, but I won't be there. But maybe you can meet up with Steph, maybe. But I hope you guys have fun, and you definitely need to check out Night of Million Lights.
Send me a DM, because I followed you, so now we can talk through TikTok messaging.
Do you have to have reservations to go to these events in Orlando ahead of time?
Some of the places you do. So you're going to want to check the website. Because of COVID, a lot of places are using pre-ticket sales as a way to control the amount of people attending the event.
Yeah,
and then that way also you don't have contact with anyone. You can purchase your ticket and not have to be having a transaction with somebody.
Yeah. And that was Jocelyn. So shout out to Jocelyn. Thank you so much, Jocelyn.
Do you know Jocelyn too?
Yep. I know Jocelyn as well. So I think she follows us on Orlando All Context, but she's an OG follower of my TikTok account too. So thanks for coming in, Jocelyn, and listening into this live recording. This is fun, right? Like kind of having questions, because we always wish, like, even when we were recording in person and having like live guests on the show, in like right there having the guests, we always we don't have an audience, so it's kind of hard to. Sometimes it's hard.
Maybe we weren't meant to do a podcast. Maybe we were meant to be like RuPaul or Ricky Lake or something.
Exactly. So thank you to Angelica, and thank you to Jocelyn for being OGs on TikTok, and for coming in tonight onto Stereo, which is our first time on Stereo. So thank you guys. So yeah, definitely everyone check out Night of a Million Lights, and for all these things, just go online and kind of check them out before. So alrighty. So this is the point in Stereo where something just popped up. It says one person is waiting in line to talk with you right now.
And I don't see that. I'm not seeing that on my end.
So I don't know if I
saw another comment just pop up.
So let's press the comment first.
Hey, it's Dawson, and you guys were talking about Gatorland earlier, and I was wondering if you've ever tried the Gator Nuggets, because I tried them when I was really young, the first time I went to Orlando.
Dawson,
have you tried Gator? Stephanie hasn't tried Gator.
Yes, I have.
I have.
Yes, I have. So God, years ago, maybe when I was living in Florida for maybe 5 years or so, one of my cousins came to Florida to visit, and we spent the day together. And we went to this freaking backyard ass, deep in the swamps type place, where we took some kind of swamp boat ride. They also had airboats, but we didn't do the airboat. We just did the swamp ride. And then afterwards, some backstory first. My cousin, he lives here somewhere. I don't know where he lives in Florida, but he's into this. He had known about this spot, and he was like, oh, after this boat ride, we're going to go to this restaurant where they have the best gator nuggets and stuff. And then I was like, oh God, I don't want to go. Just because the boat ride was already so ghetto and weird, and I was very new to Florida, and I was like, this is some swamp ass shit, some backyard.
I mean,
but we
Florida.
went.
It's Florida.
Yeah, Florida. Imagine what everyone thinks of Florida. This is exactly what it was. He used to work for NASA. He used to take pictures of like the space shuttle before it was blasted into space.
Okay.
But when the space program got shut down and stuff, he lost his job, and I don't know where he works now. But anyway, he ordered. He's one of those people when we're together with the family, he's like ordering everything. Like, oh, we're gonna try this and this and this and this. So he ordered all this stuff. But I did try the nuggets just because it just looked like chicken to me. I mean, honestly, I don't remember liking it or not liking it. I mean, that's why I said I was gonna try the gator when we went to Jolly Creek, but I knew I wasn't gonna eat a whole basket of it by myself, and Gil didn't want any. So, yeah, I have tried it.
So
have you, Brian, tried it?
You know what? I don't know, but you know what? I don't remember. But there's a jerky place that I went to here in Oklahoma, and they have gator jerky. But I don't think I bought that. I don't think I bought it. Maybe I did, but I was getting gifts for Dad. So what I did get was kangaroo jerky, like kangaroo. So that's a whole different topic that I'm not going to get into. But you know what? I don't think that I've had gator. I might have had gator. I don't remember. But I mean, I'm not unwilling to try it. You know me, Steph. I'm not unwilling to try it, but I just don't recall. So here's the deal. I'm gonna press this weird call button that's coming up because I see the comment. I have one comment still, but there's another call button, and I'm gonna press this call button right now. Oh, it wants me to change the partner. No, I don't want to change the partner. So whoever requested to change partner, we're not changing the partner. So I don't know who requested that. Maybe I don't know what you pressed, but we are going to play. There's two comments that are going to come.
Mine.
Yeah, I'm not leaving Steph. We're not replacing. Okay, so I don't know who did the call button, but we're not doing the call button. But nice try. Okay, so I'm going to press. There's two more comments, so I'm going to press those.
My question is, what did the alligator taste like? Because I'll never eat it, and I'm not a brave soul like you. And also, I lived in Boca most of the time, so we went to the Everglades. Was it kind of like the Everglades?
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of Everglade-ish for sure.
So I drove through, like earlier this year, I drove through the Everglades in the dark, and I really couldn't tell, but I'm guessing that, yeah, like the Everglades are just swamp. Just like kind of what in that TikTok that you did of the swamp ride or the boat ride. It's like that, but for miles and miles.
Yeah, just like that. Like I said, Jocelyn. That was Jocelyn, right?
That was Jocelyn, yeah.
I don't remember whether I liked it or whether I didn't, so I'm just going to say it was like chicken. I mean, the thing is, when you fry something, when you batter and deep fry something, it's going to not have much taste at all, really.
I've had rattlesnake in Texas, and it tasted just like chicken.
Yeah. I feel like if somebody gave it to you and told you it was like popcorn chicken, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, like Steph, I was just gonna say that. Like, so if I would have given you rattlesnake and said it was chicken, you would be like, oh, it's chicken. I mean, I don't know if it's vegan or not. Like now, like
I'm still mad that I ate a fake chicken finger this week. I'm really pissed off about that. I feel violated. Like, I don't even know what's in my stomach right now.
It's
like
just
my stomach this week has been like a minefield, and I feel like it's because of that nugget.
No, it's just vegetable.
No, I'm taking a lot of antibiotics for a tooth infection. I think it's messing up my stomach. But then I think the chicken finger was just the nail in the coffin. Yeah.
The coffin. All right, we have two more messages. This is fun. This is more fun than doing it normal.
Hi, I'm a really big fan. I just wanted to know, what is your favorite thing about the holiday season?
So I thought he was going to ask us to say his name.
Troy, well, we're going to say his name anyway. So Troy asks, what is your favorite thing about the holiday season? I mean, Steph, what's your favorite thing about the holiday season?
Well, let me get a little bit emo right now. Like, I don't know, Christmas for me is kind of like difficult because when I was younger, I went through like some really sad things with my family. Like, I lost my sister around Christmas time. So, like, I kind of associate like Christmas things, like decorations and music, with like that really horrific time in my life, those 2 months. And, but I really like Christmas lights. Like when I was younger, my dad and I, we used to like drive around the neighborhood and like look at lights and just see how people are creative and stuff like that. But I feel like the holidays are so emo, and it's like I'm never with my family on the holidays because I live here and they live in Pennsylvania. So it can be like a hard time for some people. But I enjoy being festive, like lights and stuff like that. And I
Yeah, I think
really like at Epcot the candlelight processional, even though I basically cry through the whole thing. It's something I used to participate in when I was a cast member, and I love it. I think it's beautiful.
yeah, I think that the holidays can be more it can be difficult for people, especially if you lose somebody during the holidays or during that season, because those memories of that stick with you, and I can't even fathom that because I haven't gone through that. But it those hard memories kind of take over
The joyful ones.
the joyful ones that you had before that with that
Yeah.
person. So I understand that, but I think I'm in the same realm as Steph. I love to see like the Christmas lights, and it's gift giving is maybe a small part of that the whole thing, but it's more like just like the festiveness of the whole thing, lights and the whole thing. Like I was just thinking like today, like in my parents' house here, like the family room is like cozy because the Christmas tree is up, and
Yeah.
the Christmas cartoons and movies are playing, and the fire's on and everything, and so it's that feeling of you all know that feeling for the most part. So,
I don't think I told you I decided to put up a Christmas tree.
oh, did you?
So Target had a tree on sale for $32, and I had a $10 gift card from Donating Blood. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna go
So
get me a little cheap ash tree
it was
and put it
practically
up.
free. So where did you put it?
I put it between the bar cart and the yellow chair.
Oh,
It's
nice.
just a little one.
So for those
Uh,
those who we didn't clarify, Steph and I right now live together, but I'm in Oklahoma with family for the holidays. So I left the week of Thanksgiving, and I will not be back until Christmas or New Year's Eve. So anyway, so that's why we're apart for this holiday season. I had asked Steph if she wanted the tree up, but I did bring you some Christmas decorations, and Steph did an amazing job. She sent me video of decorating the entryway and the table that's in the entryway. And you really need to like showcase that somewhere because it's really cute.
I'm just taken aback at all your compliments because Brian always shits on me because he doesn't think I'm as good at anything as he is, and that he can always do everything better. So I thank you for all the kind words.
It's so cute. It's so
Thank you.
cute. She put like
One of my
she
lives, I'll do a.
yeah,
I'll show it.
you need to do a TikTok live and show the Christmas display because she put like lights underneath. Like she did that cloud effect. You know that like trendy cloud effect that everyone's doing on their walls? Well, she did that in the Christmas display and it's really cute. So, let's play other comments because we're never going to end this podcast.
Well, this is Cheryl, and I've actually had Gator Bites as well from New Orleans, and they were really, really good. Deep fried, mixed with like a corn, like the corn based that you
Batter?
find in like a corn dog, and they mix Gator Bites in it and deep fried it, and it was really good. So, and it does taste like chicken.
We love Cheryl. Oh my god, it's so good. You know how good it is to hear someone you love's voice, like hearing
Oh,
Cheryl's voice. Oh, I love Cheryl.
I never thought about gator bites in Louisiana.
Yeah, well, they got gators down there too. Okay,
Yeah.
Cheryl, that sounds real tasty, kind of. So we're gonna play the next one.
What is your favorite quality about the other person?
Oh my gosh, Dawson or not Dawson, Troy coming in with these damn comments. I know that if I need something, all I have to do is call Steph, and she'll be like, okay, like we've been friends for like 15 years, and so at the end of the day, you'll see us fight like mom and pa sometimes, but like at the end of the day, I know that she has my back and I have hers, and so I mean, I guess that's my answer. If we're getting emo,
Aw.
Troy, you're not supposed to be getting like emo in these. This is the Christmas episode,
We
and
appreciate your support,
we're not even done with our list yet.
Well, I like that Brian is so resourceful. He's somebody that will basically dig to look for like things that other people aren't doing just to try to do something better. Like the idea of doing this on Stereo. Like Stereo is like a brand new app. I don't even think people really know about it yet. But just being resourceful about things. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I like that you've said that before about me, and I'm like, and then I think about like, yeah, I guess I am sometimes resourceful. But Troy, as always, thanks for if if you're in our lives on TikTok, you'll know Troy's questions, and he always has like really good questions, and sometimes they're crazy questions, but Troy always comes in with the good questions.
And something that maybe...
Hi, this is Angelica again. This is not a question, it's more of a comment. I just want to thank you guys for the content that you do put out in Orlando out of context. I've been going to Orlando for, I don't know, since I was in my teens and had no idea there was so much to Orlando outside of Disney. Typically, we would just go directly to Disney and not really venture out. And now I feel like there's more to see in Orlando than just the Disney parks. So thank you.
Oh, Angelica, that was so sweet. I appreciate that. I have to be honest, I've been getting a little bit down and out this week, honestly, just because I've kind of been watching like all Brian's TikToks that he's been posting and doing, out in Oklahoma. And I just feel like people are so engaging with him and they just love these videos that he's been making. And here in Orlando, it's just not happening for some reason. Like, we put out the content here in Orlando, and for some reason, like, people just do not get into it for what reason or another, and I just don't understand why. So it's nice to hear that at least one person is excited about Orlando content.
Yeah, I think that you're right. I think the Orlando market is like, and that's something I've realized, I think over the last, week or so that I've been here is
like I've really been depressed about it. Like, I haven't talked to you about it yet, but Brian and I work really hard on this stuff, and we do it because we live here and we love to have adventures, but I don't enjoy doing it if no one is going to be like into it, Like, people just literally don't comment, or they just comment rude, hateful things, or I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I think that the Orlando market in terms of TikTok is already like kind of a little bit saturated with things, but I think that we still do good, and there's always ups and downs in, at least the TikTok realm. But, we've had and I haven't talked to Steph about this, but we've actually had a real good increase in listens. We're now we were at 10,000 listens on the podcast, but now we're like way over 11,000. There's been like a surge of listens on the podcast. So we really appreciate you guys and like your support and love. And, my experience here in Oklahoma is much different. Not so different, but it's a little bit different than it has been in Orlando, just because of like the surge all of a sudden. Like, I wasn't expecting that. But it's there in Orlando, and we're going to keep plugging away. And I think that I have a different mindset here. Coming here, I have different mindset that we can take back to Orlando. And it's just like, it depends on the market and the saturation stuff, I think. Like, and the Orlando market, I think, is much more saturated than like Oklahoma. Like, I think that people are like dying for this content, because I have people in Tulsa like, come to Tulsa, come to Tulsa, come to Tulsa.
Even like in your lives, I see how engaged people are, and I'm like, literally, I have a live where I just fucking like talk to myself, or like I talk to Troy and Dawson because they're friends and they want to talk to me, which is great. I appreciate it. But it's like nobody ever wants to talk about the subject that I'm trying to talk about, which might be like Orlando stuff, or like this or that or the other.
I think that there's definitely need. There's a need here in TikTok for Oklahoma, and that's why I've been trying to like encourage people, even in my lives that I do. Obviously my lives right now for Brian Trex on my personal TikTok, it's focused on Oklahoma because I'm on the For You page. If you know anything about TikTok, I'm on the For You page in Oklahoma. So I've been saying to some of these people, like, you need to, take advantage of this opportunity to be on TikTok. It's such a powerful tool, and there's so many businesses that can be helped by it. And that's what we try to do. We want to help businesses in Orlando, with Orlando Out of Context, and we want to highlight things for you guys to take advantage of. And Angelica, like, that comment, like, is so, we appreciate that so much. And we're gonna keep doing it. And
any businesses here in Orlando that are listening that would like to host us to do a TikTok, we would love to come feature your place.
Because Steph is right. Like, it's like takes money to do this stuff. And I know we're kind of getting into a different level here on this podcast, but it takes money. And that's the thing, like, for Oklahoma here too, I've just been like, okay, you want me to come? Then you better hit me up in my DMs, because it takes money. So it's great to feature these businesses, but we need a little help too, because we have the audience. And we appreciate you, Angelica, for saying that. And that's one of the reasons why, for me, at least for me, and I think I speak for Steph too, is that we're going to keep doing it. And there's so much to see in Orlando, for sure. All right.
You want to play these last two?
I'm going to play these last two.
What makes you unique?
Oh my gosh. Troy, listen, we just answered those questions. So for Stephanie, I'm going to say, can I put words into her mouth? Which I think she will agree with. Her loyalty, for sure. And for me, I'm going to say my resourcefulness, because we kind of already answered that question, right, Steph?
Yeah, I would agree.
What is your favorite gift that you have given to someone?
Troy, you've already asked these types of questions. I love it. Troy,
Brian's a good gift giver.
Am I? I'm gonna let Steph answer the question, and then I'm gonna figure out like what my best gift has been.
Brian's a good gift giver. I don't know. I don't think I've ever given any amazing gifts. I like to try to be a good gift giver, but all the people that in my life are the kind of people that are very hard to buy gifts for.
Because they buy everything that they want.
Because they buy everything that they want immediately. So, it's hard for me to buy gifts.
Let's see. Like, for me, I think I'll just reference what I think I gave you last year, the year before. I gave you a tarot card reading book. And I don't know if I gave you tarot cards, but I gave you at least the book.
You gave me the book and the cards to go with the book. Because it's something I've always been interested in.
Right. And I think that's the key to gifts. Like, you need to know the person well enough to understand. Like, if you're going to be a good gift giver, you have to like figure out, okay, what do they like? And then you go from there.
And you also gave me that book on natural skincare for at home.
And remember the book I gave you about the back in the day, I gave you the book on the parties of the world.
Oh yes. All the different big like carnival and
Oh my
all
gosh, you
that
even
stuff.
said carnival right.
I did. Of course I would.
I'm so proud of you.
I have Brazilians in my life now, so I have to stay on the straight and narrow.
You know what's funny is that I would have been in Brazil right now.
Oh well.
Oh well. Okay.
You're in Oklahoma fucking tearing up TikTok.
All I have to do is yell loud enough and Hanson will hear me.
Well, they were freaking late to the stream tonight. So before we started this episode, to get into the Christmas spirit, I made some Christmas white trash. Have you ever heard of that?
Well, I mean, I know what it is, and it's delicious.
So it's just like some dry cereal, chocolate, salty snacks, and then you kind of toss it in white chocolate and then let it harden. So I was making that, and I was also watching. Hanson is having their Christmas stream this weekend, and they were freaking late, as usual, like 20 minutes late, which was why I couldn't finish watching the stream, because it should have been over before we started our podcast, but I can go back on and watch the restream. All right, let's get to this last.
The last few.
I have the last little bit of this list here. So I wanted to talk about the Gaylord Resort. So normally every year the Gaylord hosts ICE, which is their little event where you go in and they have huge, like larger than life ice sculptures. Every year they have a different theme, like Peanuts or the Christmas Story. And for some reason, they're not doing it this year. I would like to say that it's because of COVID, but honestly, what they're offering now seems a little bit more like involved. So what they're doing is, it's called I Love Christmas Movies, and it's an immersive experience with 13 different scenes from some of Christmas's most popular movies. So basically, it looks as if they have scenes set up that are like just like the movie. So you can take pictures and photo opportunities. They have a snow factory with an ice coaster and a snowball making machine. And they still have the Cirque Dreams Unwrapped show, which is a really nice show. And that's kind of in the, what would you say, like the main area of the hotel?
Yeah, it's kind of like in the main atrium. Would you say atrium?
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
But their previous events here, like ICE, it's definitely cool. Like, it is a little bit pricey, but then when you think about all the stuff you can do on property while you're there, I guess it kind of evens out. But you know the thing that you have to pay for parking too, which is a real shit show.
That is terrible. Gaylord, you need to do better with that.
Like, why are you
charging that much to come to your event?
Why are you charging us another $20 in parking?
I think it's like $25.
So, just take out a loan, do a GoFundMe to raise your funds to go to Gaylord. But they do nice stuff at the Gaylord.
But the Cirque Dreams show is really nice. I love it.
It's great, and especially since Cirque is down right now. At least at Disney, it's down. I don't know if Cirque's down.
Probably in Vegas. I mean, I don't think it's running anywhere right now.
The shows aren't running in Vegas. In fact, Steph, Vegas went on another shutdown. Like, they re-shut down. Like, they were starting to open, but they're now re-shut down. So, but I don't think Cirque really is running across the globe at all. So the fact that you can see a Cirque show here at Gaylord, maybe it's worth the price of having to pay to park your freaking car.
Maybe. Also, you can have breakfast with the Grinch. So what I wanted to ask you, and maybe any of our listeners, is there like a resurgence in the Grinch this year? I feel like the Grinch has like been, like revived this year.
I feel that because, they have the animation, and I think the animation just hit Netflix. So the animation that hit theaters maybe
what
last
animation?
Year, there's an animated Grinch, like a computer graphics animated Grinch. Anyone who's seen the computer, like the Grinch animated feature from last year, the year before, let us know how it is. Send us a little audio Is it good? But I think it just recently hit the Netflix or something. And I have seen a resurgence of the Grinch as well. Oh, look, somebody popped in.
I agree, Steph. I think it has resurged. I've just seen a lot of the decor at some of the stores of the Grinch, and I was actually on Netflix earlier, and it's like one of the first movies that pop up. So you might be right.
Yeah, and I saw Kylie Jenner. She did her whole Christmas collection for the Grinch, like her whole lip kit Christmas collection.
Like, I like the Grinch, but I don't know if I like it like.
And our friend Cheryl that
like
just
that.
had a question on here. She rented out. I don't think I told you. She rented out a movie theater for Ava's birthday, and they're going to be watching The Grinch.
Oh, nice. I wonder which version they're going to watch.
I don't know.
But,
you know, I don't know. If you want to go to the Gaylord and you've never been, it's a nice time to explore the hotel. I would check on maybe some discounts. I've always wanted to do a staycation there.
I have an alert. I have an alert that just came to my mind. So this is my alert. So this is a little bonus tip for the holidays, and this is pointed at Angelica and Gabe, which I know your calendars are probably all already full, but the new JW Bonnet Creek, which is basically on Disney property, and this JW is gorgeous and beautiful and brand new. They have I believe a Groupon for their spa.
Oh,
yeah,
I want to go there. Let's go for our birthday.
I agree. Let's do it.
What's the Groupon
I think
for?
It's $100 for a massage, which is it's a
JW.
It's a JW property and it's JW spa, so I'm sure it's nice. But yeah, let's do it. Let's do it for your birthday, and then let's do a TikTok.
Yes. Done.
Yes. Okay.
Every time I pass that, I'm like, oh, I gotta look up the rates and stuff there because, you know, it just kind of lurks there randomly in the bushes. And then when you're entering property, you're like, oh, hey.
So I think that the rates are like right around between the high 200s to the mid 300s in terms of rates per night. So it's not like the most affordable place to stay right now, but you know, let's go there on a Groupon for the spa.
Yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah, so, and then, okay, so that was all the main events that I had. This is going to be a list of some mentions. These are like honorable mentions. So if you guys live in Orlando, you probably have been pushed with ads for Snowcat Ridge, which is a new, like snow tubing, location. But, you know, you were telling me like, oh, I should go and check it out and try to get like a TikTok. But did you know that it's an hour and a half from our house?
I mean,
it's in Dade City. Yeah. I thought it was going to be in Orlando.
Oh, no. It's not in Orlando proper at all.
So basically, it's just a bunch of lanes, and you can go snow tubing down them single, or they have one large family tube. But good news is they have like a little belt that will pull your ass to the top, if you know, so you don't have to walk all the way up to the top of the hill.
Oh,
but
nice.
You know, I don't know. I've seen some videos of people doing it, and it just scares me a little bit because I'm kind of fat, and you know, when you're heavy and you are sliding down an incline on ice, I just am afraid. What if I don't stop?
But don't they have like a little like snow dome or something too?
Yeah, they have. It looks like they have a little village where you can shop and eat, and they have a dome, and inside the dome is the snow. You can play in the snow and that kind of thing. So if you're looking for, you know, like a day trip, I guess
now
you can check that out.
They have dates. When I checked, they had dates through March. So I think that it might be potentially a full-time thing. Like,
I think it's year-round. I think that's how they advertised it.
Like it's open, and it's going to stay open as a snow thing, a snow getaway.
So no need to rush there, but it would be kind of cool to go on one of our colder nights here in Orlando because we have had a little cold spout this week. So, being in that environment and doing tubing when it's really cold outside could actually give you the feeling of, Christmas. If you're used to a northern Christmas, it would be kind of fun.
Right.
Another thing is we have SeaWorld Christmas Celebration, which I love, 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 love. I mean, we talk about this every year on our Christmas episode. I checked the lineup this year, and it doesn't seem like anything is really changed that much. I was kind of weary about going because, if they weren't going to have the shows and they weren't going to do, a lot of the things, then I didn't really want to go. But they are still having the ice skating show. They're having the Shamu show, and they have the Sea of Trees and all the things. So if SeaWorld is something that you regularly do for Christmas or you're a pass holder, definitely if you're a pass holder, because this is another one of those things that it's just part of the daily admission.
Yep.
So it's not.
This is a great event. Yeah, SeaWorld does a great job with her. Yeah, SeaWorld does a great job with her Christmas.
Really nice decorations, nice shows, everything. If you live in the Celebration area, there's always on Celebration there on the main drag. They have the snow and the Christmas things. And I did see some TikTok about the houses on Jeter Bend, and they actually has tons of decorations over there. They even had a machine that was blowing bubbles filled with smoke.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
So yeah, I've been thinking about taking a little path by over there.
So for Celebration,
what's going
on. During the fall for like Halloween celebrations and autumn celebrations, they normally have fall leaves that shoot out. But they didn't do that this year. But they have the snow. So if you know that they canceled the leaves, know that they did not cancel the snow. So snow is happening in Celebration on Market Street. And the Christmas tree is right in the middle. Before I left Orlando, I noticed one of the last times I drove through Celebration that the tree is up in Celebration in the middle of Market Street, which normally they don't put it in the middle of Market Street, but they chose to put it right smack in the middle of Market Street. And they have snow going on. So don't miss that. And that's free.
Free.
If you're at Disney and you want to take a little side trip to Celebration, like Angelica, I know Angelica and Gabe's list is like full right now, but it's free. It's free. It's free.
Another free event close by to Celebration, you could do this all in one night, is the Disney Springs Tree Stroll. So every year, they usually have what's called the Tree Trail, and they basically smash like 10 trees and about 300 people into, 3/4 of a mile, like, well, not 3/4 of a mile, but like a little teeny area, and then you just get
quarter of a mile.
You just get rammed in the heels with strollers and run over by tourists. But this year, because of COVID, they have placed the trees end to end, like from, like in front of the toy store all the way to House of Blues. So you can go to the guest services and they give you a little map, and it has coordinating stickers. So, excuse me, you have to find the tree. You go to the tree, and then you find the sticker that coordinates with the location of that tree. And when you're done, you can take your map back to get a little prize. So that's definitely something fun you could do with the kids.
This is so much better than the tree trail because the tree trail was so crowded before, and this tree stroll, it's kind of like I don't know if you mentioned this, it's kind of like a scavenger hunt, and it's just, I don't know, it's better, I think, and it encourages for Disney, it encourages shopping because you're going throughout the whole Disney Springs instead of being in this one little area. We just got a message, so I'm going to play the message.
I have a question about Disney Springs. Well, how did you feel as far as comfort level with COVID? walking around Disney Springs. I've heard some stories with regards to they're not mandating masks or things like that. Were you comfortable walking through? I'm still debating whether I want to go to Disney Springs because of some of the things I've heard. How did you feel? I know that you guys visit it very often, but do you think that it's, Disney is doing a good job as well as they are in the parks?
I don't think they're doing as good of a job as they are in the parks. And I would definitely go during the weekday.
I would say the same thing. I don't necessarily think that they're doing it too different than the parks, but I would say that there's more room for error in Disney Springs because there's a lot more third parties at Disney Springs. So,
I just feel like when I go to the parks, I see people that their only job is to check for masks. Like that's literally their only job. And I have not seen those people at the Springs. And there's more food and stuff, so people are like, you know what I mean? Like people are sitting around eating and drinking, so that kind of like opens up that great area.
I agree. But I would definitely back up what Stephanie said. If you're going to go to Disney Springs, you should go on a weeknight, preferably Monday through Thursday. And because of the weekends right now, they are they're a battlefield, but they're just like a battlefield like you would have not in COVID. You know what I mean? Like, that it's going to be busy, crazy busy on the weekends during non-COVID. Well, it's the same during COVID. I mean, it's crazy. And now they've added the security checkpoint. So when you're getting in to Disney Springs,
and if you can go during the day if you really want to go. Like the earlier the better. Even though some of these things, like the tree trail or the tree stroll is more for the evening, but you still see the trees.
So the Saturday before I left for Oklahoma, I went and I went at like 4 something, and then by the time that I was leaving, the line to get in was so backed up. So what I recommend is if you want to go for the evening and to see the trees and stuff and see them lit up, go at like 4:30 and then get out of there by 6:30 because it's going to be dark mostly by then, and get out by 7. But yeah, definitely 100% I back up what Stephanie says. You need to go during the weekday and you're going to feel much better. The weekend is crazy.
So after I ate that fake chicken finger, I did go to Gideon's, and because there was no line, so I was like, well, shit, I better step up and buy something. They have a couple Christmas cookies. I got 2 of them. Oh no, I got 1 of them. They have the Santa's White Christmas Cookie, and it has coconut caramel, vanilla, and nutty flavors with white Christmas ground coffee beans, and it was covered in glitter on the top. And they also had another Christmas cookie. It was called Vom Krampus, and it was dark chocolate with Andes mint. They also had one other cookie.
Andes mint. I love Andes mint.
Yeah. I didn't buy that one because I just I like Andes mint. But
so Steph, what did you get from Gideon's?
I got the white chocolate Christmas cookie, and I got a Oreo cookie, the cookies and cream, which is something they always have.
So let's just pause here. For those who are new to Gideon's, Gideon's is a bake house that really their focus is cookies, but they also do cakes. And I don't know if this is correct, but they started in East End Market, I believe, and that is just north of Orlando, and that is their kind of like their first store, but it's in a food hall. But now, speaking of Disney Springs, their flagship store is going to be right there at Disney Springs, across from Wine Bar George. And Steph, have you seen the latest construction? Have you been around?
I haven't been around the past maybe 2 or 3 weeks. No, I haven't seen what's going on there. But I did see on their profile on Instagram that they're hiring. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Nice.
But yeah, they had I'm gonna put out a TikTok on these. You can see the cookies. I broke them open.
Ooh.
The white Christmas cookie was surprisingly it was good. It's really not something I would normally try, but it didn't, even though it has ground coffee in it, I didn't really taste coffee at all. I didn't taste coconut at all. It just tasted like just a good, like I don't know, just a good cookie. It wasn't overpowering.
Just a
Like
good
it
cookie.
wasn't like, yeah, it was just good, you know? And then I also got a cookies and cream, which is, something they always have, I think. But I wanted to try it.
So
It was good.
these cookies are really good, but they're huge. They're really big guys. And so our friend Rosie, what she does is that she cuts them up and then puts them in the freezer. And I've done that, and it's a thing. Like, they'll be fine if you
Yeah, I have
don't want.
I have them in the freezer right now.
Do you? Yeah, that is definitely
Yeah.
a pro tip about Gideon's is cut the cookie up and put it in the freezer because they're huge. And listen, if the Disney people that are on here that are listening to us because they love Disney and they love Orlando because of Disney, well, Gideon's is coming to Disney, and this is a pro tip that you can use. Cut the cookie up. You can take it home, even if you're there for, if you take it home, just, and you have it for a couple days, just once you get it home, put it in the freezer and it'll last you, a few more months, right?
Yeah, definitely. And then you always have a little piece of Disney.
That's right.
So one thing I wanted to quickly touch base on was, I love Halloween, and there are some things that are like Halloween, Christmas related. I feel like Krampus has made a big resurgence too. I feel like I've never heard more about Krampus than I have this year. Like, do you notice Krampus things a lot on your feed?
I don't notice them as much, but like definitely over the last 2 years, I didn't know anything about Krampus, but now I know that Krampus is a thing.
So Krampus is a half goat, half demon who punishes children who have misbehaved through the year.
I think that's great. That's great.
Those devil children, they get Krampus. They don't get Santa.
That's great.
So some Halloween / Christmas things. Mortem Manor, which is we talked about them for the Christmas or the Halloween episode. They're in Old Town over in Kissimmee. They have on their website that they're doing Christmas things starting in December, but there's no details, there's no information, and nothing on their IG. So keep your eyes peeled there. We have our friends over at Prometheus Esoterica, which is a little oddity shop over in the Abbey Rose Vintage Store. They sent us a little package and letting us know about their upcoming Christmas open house, which is past. But now that was just kind of like a preview for their Christmas, their new Christmas items. But you can go there now, and they have Christmas cards that are kind of like, they sent us a Christmas card, and that was like a zombie decorating the Christmas with intestines instead of garland. And they have a lot of Krampus things too, so check out on their Instagram. They're always getting new stuff in. And then so Jolly Creek, where you guys went to Scream and Stream, if you went to Scream and Stream, they're having one night Krampus Creek. And on December 16th from 6 p.m. to 12 p.m., it's a Halloween, it says like Halloween horror meets Christmas holiday village, and they're having a Krampus meet and greet. So if you're interested in that, go Krampus Creek is what it's called. You can go to the Scream and Stream Instagram page. So the Instagram page that you all used for Scream and Stream, that have the information on how to get the tickets for the Krampus Creek.
So they have a Krampus meet and greet?
They're having a Krampus meet and greet. Yep.
Oh, wow.
And this place is perfect for that because it's literally in the freaking
swamp.
The swamp. I mean, the scene is set.
Yeah.
But so if you are interested in Halloweenish type Christmas things. Oh, and I also got an email today from Orlando Orlando Guide or Orlando City. I don't know. We get so many emails. But they're having the Milk District is having a Krampus bar crawl.
Oh.
But by the time this comes out, it'll already be done. That's why I didn't want to go too deep into it. But yeah, so I feel like I want to do something Krampus themed.
Yeah, I kind of
want to do the Krampus Creek, but I know it's going to be, pretty similar to the Jolly Creek, but just with the Krampus theme.
Right.
I don't know.
I feel like we need a Krampus TikTok.
That would be fun.
So, I mean,
would it be fun to get a meet and greet with Krampus, like to have a picture with him?
Yeah.
Or some video footage of him just being like holding a little child over the gator. like a gator just rolls up to the edge of the marsh and the little Krampus just holds the kid right over his mouth. So we've dwindled down to 3 listeners. Does anyone have any comments, questions, or concerns? You can go ahead and leave them in the little comment section there. I randomly see people's little avatars like bubble up too. Are you seeing that?
I
wonder what that means.
I think it's because they're liking it or something, but I really wish we could get a full list of like
I hope when we sign off we'll get that information. Like how many people listened. We're getting fire emojis and claps and thumbs up. Thank you guys for listening. I think I enjoy this format of recording.
Yeah, I definitely do. Like I see a little I don't know. I see something's coming in here there's some details on the show info, but it's hard to tell because they don't tell you like who's in the room or who's in the live. Like it doesn't clearly say that, so we can't really shout people out or thank people because we don't really know. And then the avatars pop up on stereo, but like you don't really know because you don't get a username attached. But I do like this format. I think it's fun, and we'll see kind of who like I don't know. I guess I don't know if we see a list of people who attended afterwards, but
I hope so.
It's fun. It's fun.
So if you're listening to this, actually on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, right now we're recording on a new app called Stereo. So we have people listening live and submitting live questions to us. If you heard some of their little audio snippets of questions, those were our live listeners.
And so make sure you guys check us out on TikTok as well. We do, sometimes we do TikTok lives there on Orlando Out of Context. That's how you can find us on TikTok and on Instagram as well. So make sure you're following us on Instagram. Generally, whenever we do a TikTok, we post it over on IG as well to get the most out of that content. So make sure you're following us there to get the most out of Orlando Out of Context. Follow us on all of our social platforms. If there's not any questions, then I think that we're good. But I think that, Christmas is going pretty well in Orlando this year, and there's definitely lots of things to do.
I think
both paid and free.
Through Halloween, we kind of got the groove of putting on mass events through COVID. So, I see some good things going on as far as the structure of events and things like that.
Yeah, definitely. And let's hope that 2021 sees, lots of improvement with COVID and the numbers, and we can get to a place that maybe by the end of 2021 we start seeing the end of masks. Maybe
oh, God,
by the end of 2021 so. But I think we're still in the game for a little bit, and we got to be responsible and
I have a fun DIY that I still need to do actually. So I've been wanting like a Christmas mask. I've been wanting one for a little while because, when we go to these Christmas things and we take photos, I want to make sure that I'm festive,
Sure.
But I just feel like I don't want to keep spending money on masks because I have plenty of masks. But, it's kind of like our new it's like a t-shirt, I need to like match, and I need everything to be like on theme. So, those masks that we really like so much from Target. I found ones that were just solid red, like the perfect Christmas red, and it was a 2-pack for $4. So I am gonna make
at the Target.
Yeah, Target. I'm gonna make myself an ugly Christmas mask.
I love it.
And I'm gonna like glitter glue and pom poms and all that kind of stuff.
I can't wait to see the pictures. So, tonight was the company party at my company, and the request was to wear an ugly Christmas mask instead of an ugly Christmas sweater.
Oh yeah, that was my idea. What I want to do with my mask. So
that's what made me think of it.
Have you seen any of the pictures?
You know what? I was just thinking about that. I haven't gone and looked at socials because probably they would be being posted right now, and we're in this. You realize like this podcast is like an hour and a half.
I know this is like the longest one we've ever had, probably.
But you know what? I don't care.
Because we had so many good questions. We had good questions, and we had some good input from everyone.
Thank you to whoever the 3 like people that are. Oh, look, there's someone did a question.
Do you guys have? Oh.
Dawson, ask your question.
Ask it again because it didn't come through.
Dawson, ask your question. You were going to say, do you guys have something? So ask your question, Dawson, before we end the podcast. But yeah, this format is kind of fun. I hope it translates well to be posted as a podcast on, all of our syndicated.
Okay, that last question was a mistake. Do you have any Christmas gift recommendations or small business recommendations for Christmas gift ideas in Orlando?
Wow, that's a good one.
Oh,
actually, going back to the fact that no one fucking will participate with anything that I post, I actually made a post on our story asking for anyone who likes a small business or even business owners, do you want to go ahead and shout out your business and I will post about it? And it was crickets, like literal fucking crickets. So I guess everyone in Orlando doesn't give a fuck about their business. Brian, if you have any businesses, you can talk about it. Because I already made the effort to help people with their businesses.
Dawson,
and no one gave 2 shits.
I don't really I think that businesses, like some of the attractions that we've been to, like what was the attraction? The monster truck attraction, like stuff like that. I think that's great to go and have experiences during the holidays and help support those businesses that offer experiences. Support your local restaurants. Don't support a chain. For me, I don't focus even though I don't focus as much on the material items. I focus more on the experiences. So just
you could buy season passes for the Orlando Art Museum, or Orlando Science Museum. Experiences like the showcase of citrus that we went to.
That's obviously, Dawson.
The Enzian Theater. You could probably purchase gift cards.
That's more hyper local to us. So Dawson, I don't have anything off the top of my head that's because I know that you're in Canada. I don't know anything that you could go and order that's in Orlando. That's probably bad of us to not think of that. I automatically think of Rifle Paper Company, but that's a international brand at this point. But Rifle Paper Company was started right here in Orlando, but that doesn't really count because they're international. So, but you can always find creators, especially with Disney stuff. If you're interested in Disney stuff, there's so many creators right now, on Etsy and stuff, that are doing really creative, good things that you're supporting a small business. Anytime you don't buy directly from, Walmart or Target, it's always generally going to support some household or family. That's for sure. I've had people come in, even with franchises, there have been people that have come into my comments about like, oh, it's a franchise. Well, or it's a national brand. Well, if it's a franchise, you don't understand how a franchise works if you say that, because a franchise is something that you purchase, and it's still a small business. Even if it's a franchise and has a national name, it's still a franchise. So, just check and make sure, if you really want to support local, see who's behind the business. Even if it's a national name, it could be potentially supporting, a small business and a family. So definitely support small business, but you still need to think outside of the box on that. Like, nothing is black and white is what I would say.
I made that post, I don't know if it was the day before or the day of Small Business Saturday, and not a single soul replied, so.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
I tried.
We'll play one more comment, and then we're going to close this out because it's like an hour and a half.
I just want to thank you guys for this podcast. It was great. I really enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to many more. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Yay. That's the perfect note, Angelica, to end on. I definitely think maybe we can even do one more podcast like this while I'm in Oklahoma. Wouldn't it be weird if we decided when we do solo episodes with just you and us, like if we decided to keep doing this and you're in your bedroom and I'm in my bedroom and we're just on the stereo app because we like the format.
Because we like it so much.
Yeah. So let's just see how it translates when I download the audio and get it over to syndicate through all platforms. But yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, Christmas is alive in Orlando, and you guys need to go check it out. And follow us on TikTok, follow us on Instagram at Orlando Out of Context. And until next time,
bye.
Follow us on Instagram at Orlando Out of Context. Instagram is where you can connect and interact with us, as well as see photos and videos related to this week's episode.
Make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and iHeartRadio.